So I want to ask you if you're aware of the importance that LinkedIn currently has within B2B marketing strategies. My name's Alan Miranda. I'm co-founder of Digital Lab, a binational growth marketing agency. And today I want to share a brief story about how I've been using LinkedIn as a tool for me to help me build relationships with other business owners, find talent, find new opportunities, network online very effectively. So I want to talk about very briefly about what's my experience been on LinkedIn and how I've been using this platform to help me connect and build my network. For example, I started using LinkedIn as a simple user as any other person around 5 years ago, but then recently, like around 2 years ago, I found about growth hacking and growth marketing strategies that are used currently in different platforms. And for those of you who are not familiar with growth hacking, well, it's an area of digital marketing that combines specific talent and skills or knowledge, focusing on generating or driving revenue to a company using online channels. So in this case, growth hacking for LinkedIn would be a way or a method slightly unconventional to use LinkedIn as a platform to connect with other users and scale. It could be either optimizing your content to have further reach, or using LinkedIn or other tools or software to automate your marketing strategies. This would be considered using growth marketing strategies. So that's how I've been using LinkedIn. And also on a personal basis, well, I mentioned that our company is binational. So part of the companies that we work with are based in Tijuana, and most of them do software development. So it's been very important for us, in my experience, using LinkedIn, because I've had the capability to connect with other VPs, executives, CTOs, CEOs, just within my office and my computer, my laptop, which has been very, very efficient. And also, I've been using LinkedIn to promote in-person events in San Diego, Los Angeles, Tijuana, Monterrey, which is another city of Mexico, and it's been very efficient. We've had success. People are currently filling a form for an event that we're having in June this month, next coming week. And also, I've had the experience to connect with other people in different cities. So I want to get into further detail, and I want to be very specific, share 5 points with you that'll help you increase your visibility and your branding on LinkedIn. All right, so the first point would be to optimize your profile. In this case, it's very simple. You have to have a clean headshot, recent, also a cover photo, and just a very specific description of what is it that you do, how can you provide value, and also just make sure that your company's information is updated. It has a photo, description, and everything's set up correctly. So when someone skims over your profile, he has, or that person has, the assurance that you are active and well, you provide value within the platform. All right, the second tip is that you should post relevant content on LinkedIn. It seems very straightforward, but specifically what you should be doing is that, well, you might have a content marketing strategy in place. So in this case, if you do, you should repurpose your content within LinkedIn's platform, publishing directly on LinkedIn, and then also try on another day, another post with your URL specifically. So doing these two things will help you ensure to gain more visibility within the platform and to have engagement, because everything's going to that direction where you must engage your audience and your prospects. That's very important. The third thing is that once you establish a new connection on LinkedIn, that person belongs within your network. So a great thing that you can do on LinkedIn is that there's a button in which you can visit your network, your current network, and you should see LinkedIn as another platform, for example, strengthening or combining forces with your email marketing strategy. What you must do on LinkedIn is that you should send or distribute your content across all your contacts. Remember, spam is very, very wrong. So in order for you to do that, you must make sure that you're providing value beforehand and not ask anything in return. Just share the information and make sure that the prospect or your connection reads this information and gets something valuable. With doing that, you ensure that you're building meaningful and long-lasting relationships within LinkedIn, which is very important, and that's one of the major advantages that you can do on LinkedIn. So imagine there's this huge database of potential prospects and you have to make new friends. That's basically the mindset that you have to step on LinkedIn. The fourth tip that you should try is hosting a webinar. It's always important to share valuable content, as I mentioned during the previous point, but specifically on a webinar, you get to showcase and people have the opportunity to see and experience your product or service. So I would encourage you to try hosting webinars and also use this webinar as a tool for you to connect with people who are within your radar, who are prospects for your biz dev team, for your sales team. Just make sure that the information you generate is valuable and that you're using a webinar as a method to communicate it. All right, so the fifth and final point is that using LinkedIn to invite people to in-person events or meetings, it's super powerful and very effective. Why? Because we're social beings and we like to interact with other people, especially with those who are like-minded to you. What this means is that once you have an event or you're considering going to a trade show or another conference or a similar activity to that, you should do your research, find out about who's visiting, who's important for you to connect with, and just do an outreach campaign. Share private messages, invite them to connect, send them a custom-made note, something specific that's relevant for them and that's adding value. So, for example, within our company, we host regularly monthly or bi-monthly events, and we always use LinkedIn as a format or strategy to connect with people and just be top of mind and keep adding them value. How? Well, doing events and inviting them to those events. So it's always important to keep these points in mind once you are incorporating LinkedIn within your B2B marketing mix. Because remember, LinkedIn is a network of people that are interested in connecting and building relationships, not just get spammed or get misinformation or get saturated. People get that a lot in a lot of platforms, so just make sure in order for your message to stand out, be relevant, provide information, it all comes down to that, I know, but still LinkedIn is a great tool to just have the right content in place and just make sure that you're using LinkedIn to build new relationships and keep growing your network.